Welcome to the deep dive. Ever have that weird feeling, like a disconnect, where you feel you're not quite the person you know yourself to be?
Yeah, like something's just off.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Our source material for this deep dive really gets into that. It suggests a version of you maybe buried under years of expectations, disappointments, comparisons, all that noise.
Right.
And what's really interesting is it frames it not as needing to totally reinvent yourself, but more like remembering yourself.
That's such a key distinction, isn't it? Remembering. Our whole mission here in this deep dive is really to unpack that. What does it mean to get back to that authentic self? The source puts it beautifully. The person you were before the world told you who to be, it kind of challenges that idea that healing is about becoming brand new.
Yeah, like a total overhaul.
Right. Instead, it's about returning,
Yeah.
stripping back the layers, reconnecting with who you actually are at your core.
I really like that framing. So, okay, how do we even start that journey, this remembering?
Well, that's what we're diving into.
We're going to look at the subtle ways we lose touch, how the source suggests we can find our way back with some, honest reflection.
Yeah, gentle honesty.
And the surprising idea of the quiet work involved in healing. And then, eventually, how to rebuild a life that actually feels right, aligned.
Sounds good. Let's get into it.
Okay, let's start with something the source calls the mirror moment.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever, caught your reflection and just felt unfamiliar?
Mm-hmm.
Not physically, not like a bad hair day, but deeper. Like you don't quite recognize the essence of the person looking back, that feeling of losing touch with your own truth.
That disconnection.
Yeah.
Yeah, our source really digs into why that happens. A lot of it comes down to societal conditioning.
Conditioning. How so?
Well, think about it. From when we're young, we're kind of taught to perform, right? Meet expectations, succeed in ways people can see, hustle for our worth.
Get the grades, get the job.
Exactly. It starts subtly, maybe with praise for achievements, and we internalize that.
Right.
We learn that our value is tied to what we do, not who we are.
So what happens then?
We learn to kind of push down our discomfort, numb our real feelings. We start abandoning our own needs because we're chasing approval from outside.
Right. Putting others first, or what we think others expect first.
Precisely.
And what are the results of living like that? That disconnection, the source says it's sort of whispers in the quiet moments. What does that look like?
It's often not one big dramatic thing at first anyway. It can creep up as, burnout or that feeling of resentment simmering under the surface.
Mm-hmm.
It shows up in relationships that feel draining somehow, or those nights you just can't sleep, mind racing.
Yeah.
And those moments where you feel totally alone, even if you're in a crowd. That kind of inexplicable loneliness.
That's a heavy feeling.
Hmm.
So if we've drifted that far, how on earth do we start finding that lost self again?
It sounds almost too simple, but the source points to a really crucial turning point.
Yeah.
It's when you finally truly admit to yourself, maybe even whisper it, I miss me.
Wow. I miss me.
Yeah, that quiet, honest acknowledgement, that's apparently where the healing really kicks off.
That makes a lot of sense. Okay, so saying I miss me is the start. But then what? Where do we go from that feeling? Does the source talk about, specific actions?
It's interesting, actually. It emphasizes the power of stillness. Just sitting with yourself.
Stillness, not doing more.
Right. It suggests that when you actually allow yourself to just be present, without distractions, without judging yourself, the truth starts to surface.
Why stillness, though?
Well, think about it like turning down the volume on the outside world. When you do that, you can finally start to hear what's going on inside. Those deeper truths that got buried under all the noise, they get a chance to come up.
Okay. So sitting quietly, the source gives some specific questions for these mirror moments, right? For that raw honesty.
It does. And they're not meant to beat yourself up with. That's really important.
Right, not for self-criticism.
No, definitely not. It's about self-compassion, seeing yourself clearly. The questions are things like, who am I trying to be for other people?
Oof. And that's a big one.
Yeah. And what part of me have I silenced just to feel accepted? Or what do I actually need right now that I've just been ignoring? The whole point isn't shame. It's just recognition, seeing the masks, acknowledging the needs you've pushed aside with kindness.
So when we talk about self-love in this context,
Yeah.
it's clearly not just, saying nice things to yourself in the mirror if you don't believe them.
No. Not the superficial stuff.
So what is it then, according to the source? What's the practical definition?
It's much more grounded, more active, really. The source talks about it like holding your own hand when you're breaking down.
Being there for yourself.
Exactly. Being your own support when things get tough.
Mm.
And it's about saying no when it's easier to say yes.
It takes courage sometimes.
It really does. It's setting boundaries, and maybe the biggest one. Giving yourself permission to stop performing and just start feeling. Yeah, stop the act. It's not about forcing happiness. It's about actually allowing yourself to feel whatever you're truly feeling, honoring your real emotional state.
You know, it's funny. When we think healing, we often picture those like perfect Instagram moments, right? Journaling in a sunny room, fancy tea.
Matcha lattes and bubble baths. Yeah.
Exactly. But the source seems to suggest the real work. It's often messier, less photogenic.
Oh, absolutely. It pulls back the curtain on that idealized version.
So what does that quiet, unseen work actually look like then?
Well, the source gives some really raw examples. Sometimes healing is literally crying on the bathroom floor after choosing to walk away from something that just doesn't fit anymore.
Wow. Yeah, been there.
Right. Or it's setting boundaries and being misunderstood because people liked the old you, the compliant you.
That can feel lonely.
Definitely. Sometimes it's choosing solitude over people who don't really see you. And sometimes it's just resting, simply stopping.
Even when everything screams you should be productive.
Especially then. And what's fascinating is the contrast the source draws. Society rewards the loud stuff, right? Big achievements, visible success.
Totally.
But real growth, the deep shifts, so often it's quiet, it's internal, it's pretty much invisible to the outside world.
That's actually really validating to hear, that this quiet work counts. That it happens when you choose differently, even if no one notices, even if it doesn't look like progress from the outside.
It is validating, and the source gives these powerful permissions, things that go against so much cultural messaging, like you are allowed to outgrow people, places, versions of yourself that once felt comfortable.
Permission to evolve.
Yes. You are allowed to evolve slowly, softly, without apology. It's saying your journey is yours, not on someone else's schedule or by their rules.
Okay, so as you start doing this quiet work, letting go of what isn't really you, the source mentions making space. What kind of space is that? What happens in that space?
It's like creating an inner sanctuary, you know? Once you clear out the clutter of expectations and performing, that space allows your voice to return, that inner knowing you might have ignored. It helps your energy feel clean again without the weight of trying to be someone else.
Clean energy. I like that.
It helps your body feel safe, releasing that constant tension. It lets your mind slow down from all the frantic thinking. And maybe best of all, it creates room for your soul to breathe.
Soul-breathing space.
Yeah, to reconnect with what truly matters deep down. It's not just poetry. It's a real shift you can feel as you let go of the stuff that wasn't yours to carry.
So this whole process, it's not really a glow-up, is it? Not some big external makeover.
Not at all.
It sounds more like a grounding. Getting your feet back on solid earth, your own earth.
That's a perfect way to put it, a grounding. And if you connect that to the bigger picture, rebuilding your life from this place, it isn't about starting over completely from scratch.
Right, you mentioned returning.
Exactly. It's about returning to your core, that essential self, and asking those honest questions again. What actually feels good to me? What genuinely matters to me?
Cutting through the noise.
Cutting through the noise. And then from that place, you start building. Making choices, creating a life. Not for how it looks, not for likes or validation, but for alignment. For what feels true inside.
This whole deep dive, then, it feels like
my mission.
Permission to come home to yourself, to soften up a bit, to actually feel things, to let go, to choose yourself, even when that choice isn't loud or flashy or impressive to anyone else.
Absolutely. And the source offers this really beautiful, reassuring final thought. It says, you're not behind, you're not broken, you're blooming. Slowly.
Slowly, softly.
Yeah. And there's nothing more beautiful, really, than someone becoming whole again in their own time, in their own unique way.
You don't need to prove your worth. You really don't. You just need to come back to it.
Come home to it.
Let this be your quiet becoming. So maybe just reflect on that. What does that quiet becoming look like, feel like for you?